Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another episode of the House of Moody Vintage. Okay, I know last week, there was no episode last week. The reason for that is, your boy got COVID. Okay? God, I got COVID. I know. Not the way I wanted to start this episode off, but, it happened. It's real life. It's a fact now. What's done is done, and I've had to go through it. I got it last week. It's Monday now. So the scheduling has been off. Obviously, didn't do the episode last week. I'm just upset. I am just upset. It's an ego hit more than anything. I was just mentioning to my friends earlier. It was it hit the ego pretty damn hard because for the longest time, and we're talking about, COVID, started its momentum in late 2019, right? November, December. And then it just went worldwide on a worldwide tour in 2020, right? So we're talking about like 2.5, almost 3 years, right? Of COVID. And I went unscathed, man. I went through that entire thing unscathed. Never had it once, no brief, nothing, especially definitely not at its height or its peak. Thank goodness. Right, very blessed to not deal with that. I might sound a bit off. I don't know if you might hear the difference. I'm probably not my best. I don't sound the best. I definitely don't look the best. If you're watching this on YouTube, so well now because I got COVID and still dealing with it. Not 100% yet, but yeah. So almost, Jesus Christ, almost like over 2.5 years, never had it until recently. And guess when it happened? It's an educational hypothesis here, estimation of when it actually happened. First of all, I'd like to apologize if I'm getting a shortness of breath or I cough or something like that. You know why, obviously. So even my breathing's all freaking messed up. But it happened. Listen, if you follow me, of course, on Instagram, you probably know what happened last Sunday. Not this just past Sunday, not yesterday, technically, because it's Monday right now when I'm recording this. So the week before, and we don't party on Sundays. That's just dumb. That is stupid as shit, right? Who the fuck parties on Sundays? Well, a lot of people party on Sundays, but it's rare for us, very, very rare to do it for us because it's like, hello, duh. The next day is a work day. It's Monday. We got to go to work. We have shit to take care of, in the morning. Anyways, good God. So we went to, and listen, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to say straight up. It's a collective census, right? Of the usual suspects, right? Me and my Bangkok fam, we went to the House of Heels. Okay, they had the whole drag queen show, drag show, and these wonderful, amazing drag queens showing off their incredible talent, and who were fucking amazing. They were fabulous. Also had fun dancing with our favorite, our favorite drag queen of the night. I had a blast, and I'm gonna tell you straight up how it was and how it felt. It was the most fun we've ever had at a club. No lie. It got me COVID, but but I will not go back on the fact and the feelings that we got at this at the club, and yeah. So that was a great time, and we were all lit. But I wasn't to the point where crazy, crazy, people got, some people was like crazy drunk, what I'm saying? Like crazy, with a bit of liquid encouragement, I had a few drinks, not too much, right? It was more of a natural high for me than anything else. But, it's fantastic ambiance and so much fun. The people were great, and met new people. We'll never hang out with them, but they were fun to converse with. Anyway, so The next day, it's fine. It's just a normal day. We go on about our business. Monday night, however, just weird, unfortunately. I don't know why. I only got like 4.5 hours of sleep or something like that around that period of time. Jesus Christ, I'm just looking at myself in the camera. I look like I've lost weight. I don't know. I'll get into that in a bit. I feel okay though. Anyways, so Monday night I didn't sleep so well, and it sucked. And I woke up the next morning at 7, and I just started working. From like 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. So, but to me that's like normal on a weekday, right? I work 12 to 14 hours anyway on a weekday. So that went on. So and I actually had to go to my friend's house on Tuesday and work at their place because my building, they were doing some messing with the power lines or something like that, fixing the electricity or whatever, and the power was going to be out for quite some time. So I was like, fuck this, I'm not gonna, I can't. Well, first of all, you can't be here, so I got to go to a cafe or something and work. And so fortunately I just went over to their place and basically hung out with them the entire time. Worked really late hours in the night. It was like 10 something. I didn't have dinner until like 10:30, which was crazy. That's like 4 hours past my freaking dinner time, right? I usually have dinner at 6:30. So it took me that long, and I wasn't feeling too great. I was a little, I don't want to say woozy. I felt a little punch drunk, and a little off. Something was off. I felt something off. And I just thought it was always because it was exhaustion. I didn't sleep too well the night before, which is quite rare. I don't really have trouble sleeping at night. I will sleep. I get good sleep, amount of sleep. Ever since moving to Bangkok, it's very, very, no, actually, I've never gotten sick since coming here, right? I've never been like actually sick. Like the closest thing I've ever been to sick was, if you can even call it that, is when I got my vaccination for ironically enough, the fucking COVID. The first night, getting the side effects of the vaccination, right? The first shot. I just had fevers, night sweats for 2 nights. That's it. I was perfectly fine during the day. Night will come around, body temperature would drop, and then I would get, just cold sweats and feverish or whatever. And I was perfectly fine. And that only happened for 2 nights, and that was it. I was good for the rest of the time. Arm was sore, obviously, because you get hit with the needle there. But apart from that, I was good. And the second shot of the vaccination, I was perfectly fine. No symptoms, nothing, no side effects. I was good. Fantastic. Because for the longest time, I thought, and this is what I mean by I got hit in the ego, because for the longest time, I thought I was a superhero. I had superhuman immune system. I can't be touched. Fuck you, COVID. Unfortunately, COVID had creeped up on your ass like Randy Orton, and RKO'd me and my friend. So it was just the two of us, by the way, that got hit with COVID, because our other friends, they've already had it. So I guess, they've obviously built up a nice little defense for their bodies, and we've never experienced it. So it was just me and my friend who got it. And we were both like, we hung out, like I said, that Tuesday, went over to her place, and we all hung out. I was doing my work and whatever. And that night, I just got a crazy ass fever Tuesday night. I was like, oh shit, I feel it. My back's hurting. It's all this stuff. So it's like the usual, like flu-like symptoms, right? I felt like it was like a regular sort of pain, and I was like, damn, I've never been sick since coming here. I just don't. I do really have a great immune system, because not only do I work out regularly, and obviously for people who are super fit, who eat very healthy, they've still gotten COVID. Some people have severe reactions towards it. So everyone's different, obviously. So that doesn't mean you'll be safe from it completely, but it does help fight. It does help fight that virus out. So yeah, I work out regularly. Y'all see it. Y'all know. Y'all follow me on Instagram. I eat properly. You know what I mean? I don't overdo it when it comes to food and things like that. So I'm good. Health wise, I don't have a problem ever. Especially now, ever since I've been to Bangkok, I haven't had issue. I'm kind of surprised I have the energy that I'm having right now talking for this episode. Maybe because I'm on the tail end of the virus, because it's only been a week. Actually, technically less than a week, because it didn't really hit me until Tuesday night. So it's Monday night right now when I'm doing this episode. So yeah, Wednesday I'm feeling it, and we're group chatting, and I'm telling my friends like, I feel like shit, I have fever, blah blah blah, whatever. And my friend ends up saying, hey, you know what? I'm feeling feverish too. I'm feeling this way too. I'm feeling that way too. Da, da, da. So we both get the same symptoms. The throat's getting all fucked up. It's all scratchy and dry and all raspy, whatever. And then the shortness of breath. All that stuff start to happen. We're like, oh shit. So she goes out, and fortunately she did. She went out and got tested, and she got positive. And I was like, oh, fuck. Okay, then I definitely have it, because she has the same symptoms. I have, same thing. I go get tested, and lo and behold, I have COVID. So tested positive for COVID for the first time in this, we're technically in the post-pandemic era right now, technically. And fucking hell. This is what got me so annoyed and upset. That after so long of avoiding this piece of shit virus that's taken so many people's lives, right? We finally get it. But like they've said, experts have said, it's bound to happen. Everyone's bound to get it. It's like the new flu. So yeah, I guess take it that way. I don't fucking know. It sucks. Because if you're an adult, this being sick sucks ass. There's nothing funny about sick. We're not kids anymore, right? We talk about this all the time when we get sick. When you're younger, you have your parents, your people take care of you, right? Your kid, your guardians. You're fortunate enough to have, two parents, loving parents, or even one parent. They're there to take care of you, because that's they're your parents, and it's your job, and you coddle, and you have no responsibility. You don't have to worry about nothing, right? As an adult, you got shit to do, And it's not even that. It's just that feeling of being incapable of doing something physically. You're like, oh, hell no. And you feel like you're handicapped because of the sickness or the illness, whatever illness you have. And that's how I felt. I haven't worked out since last Monday. So it's been a week since my last workout. And I effing hate that. But I know that what's more important is that you have to listen to your body. And my body's like, nope, you ain't doing it. Because, but I can't speak for everybody, obviously, but I lucked out, right? Or I'm fortunate, because I'm probably getting a very sort of like that weaker variant. It's obviously not in the peak. Again, we're post-pandemic, but excuse me. See, there you go. I tried as long as I could to not cough, but I did. That was like a ideal dry cough. I hate that. I hate dry coughs. But yeah, it's waking up to get coffee in the morning felt like an hour-long intense, workout. Like I was doing, insanity workout, what I'm saying, with Shaun T, you know what I mean? Which, by the way, I have done. I quit after 44 days because I was losing too much weight. That's how intense that thing is. No joke. I was like, whoa, I'm losing way too much weight. That's not what's supposed to happen. Let's bail. Okay? 44 days. Let's bail. But that's how it felt, dude. And I feel good now. Like mentally, I'm good now, right? It's just physically now, right? Because the back was like, it felt like I was having chronic back problems. That's how it felt like. My God, I don't know how people deal with it on a regular. People who actually do have back problems, and yeah, man, it just felt like a truck hit you, right? That's the description I've heard before when it comes to this illness. And yeah, just going through the motions right now. I'm not 100% yet. Again, just the breathing is, the exhaustion is still there. You feel like mentally you feel like you can do it. I'm like, yo, I can work out right now. Nope. Like I said, going to just getting coffee in the morning is like, whoo, I went through an intense workout and I'm tired and exhausted. Oh shit. And all you feel like doing is like going to sleep. And because of your physical exhaustion, I didn't feel like I could focus and do work. So after I don't know how long, I finally took a couple of days off from work because I just can't do it. And yeah, it's insane. Anyways, fuck COVID, man. God damn it. Ruined my streak. It ruined my goddamn streak. I wanted to, freaking, I just wanted to go, just go on, untouchable, hashtag untouchables. That's what I felt like doing. Anyways, moving on to some, now for the entertainment section of the podcast, or the entertainment portion of the podcast. Really wanted to talk about this. I was gushing about it on IG, but I really want to talk about this too because Miss Marvel, Marvel's Miss Marvel on Disney Plus. 2 episodes so far. Man, what a great show. What a beautiful show. And yes, of course, I'm going to be biased because it's about a South Asian Muslim girl who becomes a superhero or has superhero powers. But what I really wanted to highlight and point out is that it's a true, authentic representation of the South Asian American culture, right? Let me say that again. The South Asian American culture. Okay. And it's a good thing, and then not really. It's not. I wouldn't call it a bad thing, but it's because this is the character obviously is from a younger generation, and it's ideally it's for the younger generation, but there's so many characteristics that I see in this character and the surroundings, and they wrote it brilliantly, by the way. The script is fantastic, and the characters are very well built. And it's just I connected with it because there was a lot of similarities with how I grew up, in California as a South Asian American, and it's a lot of it's like way too many similarities, and it's like, oh, that's really cool, but at the same time not really cool because I don't want the younger generation to go through the challenges that we went through, but it's very, very apparent. It's still there. Not too much has changed when it comes to a South Asian American trying to navigate through life, because especially when your parents are immigrants, or that you are an immigrant, or you're a second generation, right? It becomes very challenging and difficult when it comes to trying to identify with who you are. And now I personally, my upbringing was different. I never had any identity issues ever. So, and I'm thankful for that, because my parents always kept me rooted and made sure that, for example, it's small, but it's very significant. Actually, no, it's not small. It's quite significant. It's quite big. Is that, a lot of immigrants kids, they don't know the language. They don't speak their mother tongue, And I was fortunate enough to, my mom always spoke Bangla with me. She would make sure that she would speak Bangla or Bengali. She would speak Bengali with me. And I would reply in English, and then of course my dad's side of the family, they all speak Urdu, so I knew Urdu. I knew both, and Hindi. I guess you could say it's obviously it's a mixture of both nowadays. When you're talking about, it's the filmy dialect, right? The filmy dialect that we listen to, in Hindi films. So that was there too, but that's only because I grew up with that, So I always had that, and I knew I was very rooted in my culture. There was never a time, growing up in California, where someone would ask me, where are you from? I would say Bangladesh. I was born in Bangladesh. I'm from Bangladesh, and I obviously constantly had to tell them, no, it's not in fucking India. God damn it, it's a different country. Yes, India is a neighbor. We're a neighboring country, and things like that. And people would. I would never get mad at them, because it's just ignorance. All you have to do is just educate them, and that's don't get upset. Just fucking educate people. It's all good. But and growing up as a South Asian, a lot of people will relate to this. Is that, and it's something again that Kamala Khan the in the show of Miss Marvel, who played by Iman Vellani, by the way, like I've said before on Instagram, that girl is a lightning in a bottle. Can you believe it? She's never auditioned. This was her first audition, first role, and it's like the role was fucking made for her. It's amazing. She's amazing. We'll get to that in a bit, but her character as well, and the other characters in the story as well. It's almost we're racially ambiguous sometimes because I was fortunate enough to grow up in a multicultural environment where my friends were from all different places in the world. There was, of course the Latin influence, the Latinos and Latinas, and from either from Mexico or El Salvador, Ecuador, Guatemala, Peru. One of my closest friends. He's like a brother to me, Danny. He's from Peru, so South American. So there's so many different influences there that I grew up with, which is fucking beautiful. But then also what you see in the show is very much what we dealt with in real life, is that we had we had our Latino friends and all that stuff, and our black friends or white friends or Asian or whatever. But then we had our South Asian friends. We had the South Asian community, right? With the Indians and Pakistanis and Bangladeshis and Nepali and Sri Lankan and whatever. And so that was different. That was like it was rarely, and I mean rarely, where those two circles would meet. You know what I mean? It was quite rare, at least for me. I know a lot of people like, if you grew up in places like Southern California or the Bay Area in Cali or in New York, obviously, right? Places like Houston or Chicago, whatever. Those kind of metropolitan areas where you have those diverse communities. You probably grew up with, it's a nice little mix. And I had a nice little mix too, but yeah, but they were separate, right? Like my Bangladeshi friends or Indian friends or whatever, it was separate. Excuse me. From, friends that I grew up with in my neighborhood or friends that I went to school with, right? It was different. But as you grow older, it starts sort of melts into one little pot. And that's the beauty of a place like Southern Cali. And I'm so proud of, that's why I rep Cali so much, because culturally, and this is very important, culturally, I'm South Asian American. Culturally, I'm Southern Californian. Do you get what I'm saying? So, but it was never ever an issue with identity. I knew who I was. I know who I am now. But that could, that could be a completely different conversation. We're not gonna get into that. But back to the show. So this is all rooted in the representation that you guys see. If you haven't seen Miss Marvel, please do. I highly recommend it. It's I think it's got like 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. So it's rated very well, and you don't have to be South Asian to connect. Trust me, it is the immigrant story. So if you don't have to be South Asian, you can be from anywhere else in the world, and trust me, you will get something out of it because there's so many similarities of real life situations. So Disney Plus hit it out the park with this one, Miss Marvel, because not every Marvel show has done. It hasn't been done terrible, but not every show can be like Loki or Moon Knight or now Miss Marvel, right? There were a couple in there that didn't do too well. I think Hawkeye was all right, it wasn't great, but they weren't all hitting it out of the park. But this one, Miss Marvel, definitely is. Like I said, I love the writing. I love the cast. The cast is amazing. Like the more recent episode, right? Kamala and I think I forgot the character's name. Kamran or Kiran, right? I'm not going to give you any spoilers, but they're in the car and they're having a conversation amongst each other, and they're basically arguing about like what Shah Rukh Khan movie is the best Shah Rukh Khan movie, right? Bazigar and Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge or whatever. And I was like, I just had a big smile on my face because it's like, holy shit, man! there's not much difference now. I mean, there isn't that much of a difference between the conversations that I used to have with my friends and what these kids are having. You know what I mean? And these kids weren't even born when those movies came out. You know what I mean? We were there, in the 90s and watching these movies and having these unrealistic expectations of love. Come on, ladies, now. Okay. It was just great to see, these young, desi, boys and girls sort of like muster up. So the nostalgia, there's a lot of nostalgia in there, and it's really cool. And the soundtrack on the show is fantastic. There's hip hop, there's 90s hip hop. There's they played Tesher's Jalebi Bai, which was I thought it was dope, nice little touch. And we're gonna see so much more of that, of course. Just everything is just so well made, man. All the elements are just put together. I think it's just wonderful. That's why it has a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's just so cool, man. And Iman Vellani, for her to just lead. She's the lead character of the damn show, and she's doing such a wonderful job. What a great young lady. What a fantastic talent. She's not a trained actress, or, this is her, like I said, this is her first, audition, first role, and she's knocking it out of the park, man. Like, it's like she was born for this. It's fantastic. It's amazing. And the supporting cast and everybody, I cannot recommend this show more, simply because I think it's very close to the heart as well. And a lot of celebrities, a lot of South Asian celebrities have already made that quite clear. Hassan Minaj and a few others on Instagram that I followed. They're very much about it. They're like, yo, y'all need to see this. Y'all need to root her on. And just take part of it and just embrace it. It's just so beautiful to see that depiction and representation of the South Asian American culture in Disney. Disney is doing this, and of course, who else but our Lord and Savior Kevin Feige, right? Kevin Feige's bringing all this amazingness together, this magic. God, man, it's gonna be a very, very, very sad day when that man leaves Disney. A very sad day. I'm gonna be very sad. I think everyone's gonna be very sad. He's just putting this beautiful things together, and yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I want to see what happens in the next episode, of course. and I know little bits and pieces of the comic. So I had a couple people, message and reply on IG, and I'm like, yo, just stick around. Shit's gonna happen. So just stick around and see what happens next. Unfortunately, I wish I could say that for Obi-Wan. Man, it is, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it is pouring outside, like shower type of pouring outside. It's raining. It's so romantic. Love it. So Obi-Wan, episode 5 was good. It was really good. It sort of came back. I was amazing. I really enjoyed it. It was very much on the long lines of episode 1 and 2. But yeah, it's kind of, I'm not going to lie to you. It's been, I don't want to say disappointing, but just not, maybe we expected too much from it, but then again, there's so many other shows that we've expected from a lot, and they've delivered. Unfortunately, I don't think Obi-Wan was one of them, because I don't know. I think we thought, maybe this is going to be like along the lines of, The Mandalorian, which is I think so far has been the best show when it comes to, on Disney Plus for Star Wars. And there was just episode 3 and 4, just I think kind of a huge dent, and episode 5 was a vast improvement. Obviously, I don't know how 6 is gonna end. I really don't. I don't know, man. We'll see. Just one episode left. See how that goes. It's also 6 episodes for Miss Marvel, so I hope Miss Marvel doesn't do the same route as Obi-Wan, because we've only seen 2 episodes, and I don't want to jinx it. God damn it! Knock on wood. Yeah, so knock on wood, man. Knock on wood. Hope that turns out well. So what else? I finally caught up on the last season of Peaky The Peaky fucking Blinders, eh? Caught up. And I think it was a good ending. I thought it was an appropriate ending for that show, Peaky Blinders, such a popular show. I think they did a really good job at wrapping it up and sort of kind of leaving a little thing on the end that, just to sort of, there could be more, you could easily do like a spinoff, right? Or a next generation of Peaky Blinders. So I thought that was wonderful. Finally caught up to that. There's just so much shit to watch, dude. There's so much content. I'm kind of shocked and surprised that I've been able to see it. The other day we're trying to me and my friends were at their crib and just hanging out. We're just going through movies and they're like, "Have you seen this? Have you seen that?" And I'm like, "Yes, yes, yes, yes." It's like, "Damn, what have you not seen?" I'm like, "I don't know." Listen, y'all know I'm a cinephile. So, also a huge shout out to everyone. Whether reaching out on Instagram, whatever. You guys have been listening to my recommendations. I don't know why, whether it's on my stories or on my podcast. You guys are actually listening to it and enjoying it, and you guys actually go ahead and watch it. Whether it's a song on Spotify or a TV show or a movie that I recommend or I talk about on the podcast or on Instagram, and you guys go ahead and do it, and then you come back and say, "Dude, thank you so much. That was such an awesome." Great recommendation. You brought it up, you talked about it, and me and my friends enjoyed it, loved it, blah, blah, blah. So that's really cool. And that's the sense of like community I really wanted to bring, I guess, just continue that positivity, you know what I mean? And just to do it through podcast, whether you're listening to me or, watching me or both, yeah, that's just cool, man. I just want some good vibes, positive energy, good vibes. That's all it's about. Because we're all going through our own shit, own struggles and challenges, and just take a breather. It's okay to enjoy life a bit, and that's what I'm struggling myself to do as well. And the first time I've actually taken a day off or two from work is it took COVID to fucking make me understand, like, dude, you need to call time out, take a break, take a breather. But I was fortunate enough to do this podcast. I had the energy, thank goodness, to do this. So I skipped a week. I didn't want to skip it, man, but God damn it, COVID, otherwise I would have done it. Because if it was like a regular cold, I would have been over it in like 2 days and then would have just done the episode then. But unfortunately, this piece of shit virus ruined it. They ruined the party. But it will not stop me forever. Okay, so it's only been a week, a fantastic week. Yeah, very fantastic week. Fucking struggling my ass. So apart from that, what else? There's a lot of good stuff coming along the way. But listen, do I regret going out on Sunday? Fuck no. I had a great goddamn time, I'm not gonna lie. I had a great time, baby. We had a really good time. We had a really good time. It was so much good of a time. We came out with the goddamn virus at the end of it. But listen, I've almost recovered. I still feel it, but still going strong. And hopefully this week is much better, and a break is coming up for me soon. So thank God for that. Thank God for that. So it's going to be an interesting month ahead. Hopefully a relaxing month ahead. Thank you guys so much for listening or watching, of course, and supporting me through COVID as well. You had no clue that I had COVID, but here I go. Here I am, right? Still doing this. I do this because I love it. So thank you for your support as usual. You're liking it, sharing it. You know what? No, I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to say thanks for tuning in, and thanks for always sticking around and listening to it. Appreciate it. So until next time, this was episode 16 of the House of Moody Vintage podcast. Thank you so much for hanging on for this long and listening to me babble every episode. I'm feeling good. Hopefully I'll be feeling greater tomorrow. Great time. Enjoy this. This is going to drop today. So if you're listening to this, you're obviously listening to this, and the video will be out tomorrow morning. So yeah, it's going to be pretty fast today. Unless there's like some technical difficulties. Anyways, Until next time, please take care of yourselves. Be good to yourselves. Give yourselves a break. Take a breather. I'm talking to myself as well. I'm going to take my own advice, and hopefully I feel better in the days to come. And I'm out this piece. I'm out.